Morning, Mike.
Morning.
And welcome to Ecosystem TV. It's
Thank you.
great to have you on our session. And I think this is going to be a really interesting session for our users. So, just to introduce Mike, Mike is the VP of Digital for Chubb Asia Pacific, a true technologist, a change agent, driving innovation, and most importantly, Mike is an entrepreneur at heart, which epitomizes being that change agent to deliver digital transformation. So, Mike, we'd love to hear more as we go along today in the segment today.
Thank you. Privileged to be here.
So, been in Singapore for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big change from coming from South Africa. Large single market, very interesting market. Lots of interesting things to see as well. And coming to Asia, which is very diverse in terms of the markets that you cover. How's that been for you?
Coming out of South Africa and within the African context, it's multicultural South Africa, having multiple different languages and just a very diverse bunch of people in the country. And that is a good enough preparation to come into Asia. But of course, coming in here and just the vast size of Asia, different cultures, different languages, and you have to sort of navigate through that outside of the corporate environment and everything else. You have to navigate through people and respecting that culture to try and drive change. South Africa is a country that I'm very proud of. I'm very proud to call myself a South African. Yeah. And growing up with different challenges sort of prepares yourself pretty well for whatever you face in future. And here we are trying to digitally transform insurance in a place like Asia.
The insurance sector, we're seeing a lot of change in terms of the digital transformation. Some of it's very evident, some of it still cases we read about and hear about. From your perspective, what are some of the biggest transformational things that we should expect in the insurance sector?
Yeah, the insurance sector is really interesting. I don't come from the insurance world. So the last 2 years here has been a massive learning curve to try and really figure out the gaps, firsthand. There's multiple layers to this. This is a massive job to try and transform, as they call it, end-to-end journey within insurance. So there's so many different instances of transformation happening and great examples. There's also currently no real proper case study. There's multiple things being done by us as well as different insurers and the startup world. One of the biggest areas is if you almost sort of cut it into 3 layers in a way. One is systems and tech. On the tech piece, it's APIs, and I know it's a word that's being almost overused at this point in time, but APIs has made a massive difference to the insurance space from a technology point of view. Being able to sort of bridge that legacy back-end capabilities and be able to communicate, expose or consume services from either partners or plug into various front ends, whether your own or partner platforms. That's a big shift from a tech point of view. Then second layer is customer experience. This is where sort of it's moving towards. So once you tick that first layer, you're moving into the customer experience piece, and the customer experience piece is a very, very big area to try and transform. I think what the glue to it is data. So your data setup, your data architecture, and making sure that you have the right or capable data capability, to really power customer experience is going to be key. And then the third one is the insurance product that goes together with that. So having the necessary data, research capabilities and so forth to really get to know the consumer, whether you serve them directly or you serve them through a partner platform. Yep. To really understand what the customer needs throughout their life cycle. And then to be able to build the insurance product that serves them.
But you've obviously got you're a massive organization, and you've got, a lot of stakeholders that you bring to the fray. So how do you get everyone along the journey together?
I think when we arrived here in the beginning, we definitely underestimated the value and the importance of stakeholder engagement. This transformation journey is all about stakeholder engagement and making sure that you are able to articulate well what you are trying to do. And it also almost goes to storytelling, you know, sort of the art of storytelling, you know, because I mean, articulation is different wherever you go. So within the company, for instance, you know, there's a different way that people understand what you're trying to do, or there's different ways of articulating what you're trying to do to different groups within the company itself, you know. So storytelling is really important, and we only started to understand that, you know, after the first year or so. You know, coming from a smaller sort of entrepreneurial startup type environment where there's only you and your team, and you can, you know, once you've got your team on board, you can focus and get going. Here, your team is spread across the world, and you need all of those people and stakeholders and senior management to support you every single day as you go.
Must be a really, really fascinating job. You must be loving it every day.
It's hard, but it's really good to see, you know, an idea or a vision come to life in small little steps and small little wins. And I think just talking about that, the small wins is really crucial to also communicate along the way. You know, everyone wants to sort of, you know, talk about the big win, the big partner win, the big delivery, your tech delivery, or the new product. But in between that, there is so many people doing an incredible job and working insane hours of the day, every single day, to make those small little baby steps happen, and being able to communicate those little wins, and being able to make sure that the teams are aware that you really appreciate the work and the effort that goes in there is sort of part of the drive, part of that piece of gaining momentum as we go.